Alright guys, as you can see, I've got the fender here. I've got a grey scouter pad, and I've got a bucket of sunlight liquid. So for now, I'm actually going to scuff up the fender and try and degrease at the same time. So I'm slightly going to go over the fender like this. Alright guys, after I do this, I'm also going to do the insides of the fender, the bottom, because when I'm spraying I don't want any dirt to pick up. So let me just finish this up and I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, I quickly have a cloth here and some thinners. I've just dabbed it in with some thinners and I'm quickly just going to lightly wipe over the surface. I'm not going to do too hard because I've got aerosol here. Remember that's 1K, so chances are if I press I'm going to take out the primer here, and I need to then wet rub and then re-prime, which is going to be a schlep. So let's just quickly lightly rub over the surface. Okay, not too much dirt. I did buy waxing grease remover, however the container was empty when I opened it. It seemed to somehow have evaporated. So yeah, alright, I think I'm just gonna wet this against and do another light coat or light clean of this area. So yeah, that was just a step to show you guys. Alright guys, so we all set up, and what I'm going to do is I've got a tack rag, so I'm going to tack it, that's pick up whatever little dirt is on the fender. And then, so on the spraying, normally I go with a wet coat, 3 wet coats, a medium wet to start and 2 wet coats afterwards. But yeah, I'm going to give it a slightly lighter coat in the beginning because I've got aerosol here. I don't want the thinness to react with the aerosol and give me issues on the line. So yeah, so here's a tack rag. Just gonna open it up. Go. There we go. Just gonna pull it up and lightly rub the surface. Let's see. Guys, remember with any paint job, preparation is the key. Right, not much dirt, so let's get on to spraying. Alright guys, that's the first coat. Alright guys, it's been about 5 minutes. I see a bit of issues. I've got something that landed in there. I've got I can see two lines on the front there. It's a bit hot today and it's windy, so I'm spraying a bit closer because of the wind. Unfortunately, doing backyard jobs, this is what you have to contend with. So the second coat, I'm going to try and give it a bit heavier. Let's see what happens. Alright guys, so this is after the second coat. I had something happening here, so I gave it a bit extra paint so I can cut and polish it. And if you guys camera picks it up, there's something in there and there's something in here. I'm not too happy with this. It's a bit more orange peel than I'd like. So I've actually turned up the pressure on my gun on the compressor to 4.5 bar. I don't know why I actually dropped it to 3.5. I think I was busy with the priming of this and I dropped it. Normally I spray around 4.5, which is higher than the gun recommends, but yeah, with a cheap gun you need to try and atomize the paint a bit more. So oops, sorry. And one way to check your body work is to look at the reflections and to see the reflections in the panel. And if you guys can see my hand, I don't know if it picks up my hand. It's quite bright here, so I can't really see what's happening. But if you look at the reflection of my hand, I don't see any waves in the panel. It should be like glass. Unfortunately, I do have a little bit of orange peel, not too bad. I'll cut and polish it anyway, and this all will come out pretty smooth. So not entirely satisfied with the job so far, but yeah, we'll get it to where it needs to be with a bit of elbow grease. So guys, yeah, I did put a plastic on the ground, and this is actually when you're spraying, you don't want dust flying off the ground. That's why I covered it with plastic. If you don't have plastic, you can then just pour water down to prevent, so when you're spraying down low, it doesn't pick up dust into your work. And if you guys can see, it did become a bit windy. The weather is very unpredictable today. It's sun 1 minute and next month it's windy. It's not great weather to spray, but yeah, we'll get it done. So let me pause this, wait about 5 minutes between coats. If you actually feel somewhere where it's not going to be seen, you should not leave any prints. As you can see, this looks fine. So in about another minute or two, I'll give it its third and final coat. Third and final coat is going to be a heavy coat. I hope I don't get any drips, but if you do get a drip, we'll cut it out. So let's see. Alright guys, time for the third coat. I had to mix up a bit more paint, so what I did is I put a bit more thinness in the paint, so hopefully it flows out a bit better, so I won't get as much orange peel. Remember, I turned up my pressure on my gun, and I've now also turned out my paint. So this is actually a recipe for disaster. There is very high likelihood I'm going to get runs, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's see what happens. Alright guys, here we have it. So just to show you guys, I'm spraying with a 50 liter IOV compressor, and you may have seen my spray gun. This here is a 600 N spray gun. So yeah, we're doing this all cheap. So there you guys can see the finished product. Not too bad. I've gotten better before, but yeah, the weather is not playing games in this day. I'm playing ball. So as you guys can see, how the plastic is lifting. So got quite a bit of wind here today. Yeah, so the reflections, you guys can see the reflections. Not much orange peel, which I'm pretty happy about. So yeah guys, not perfect, but pretty good for the backyard job, I would say. You can see the reflection of the sky. Yeah, so we'll wait for it to dry. I'll take another video of it fully dried. Okay guys, it's 12 hours later. The fender's out here to dry. Right, we can see quite a bit of orange peel on the fender. Much more than I'd like to have had. But there's one of two things that we can do. Firstly, we can cut and polish, and that should get rid of this orange peel. I've got more than enough paint on this fender to buff it out. The second thing is I could just rub it down 800 and give it one last coat. I'm just worried about stuff like right here, quite deep in there, insect. Just worried that might not buff out, but we'll see. But guys, not too bad, except the orange peel. I don't know if you guys can actually see the reflection, but if you can see the reflection in the panel, you can see that the bodywork is actually quite straight, so I'm happy with that. So guys, just a quick rundown of the next steps and next videos. So in the next video we're going to cut, polish, or cut and respray this fender, depends on what the outcome is. And then after that we're going to do some respraying on the car. Let me show you guys what we'll be doing there. Alright, so I'm just busy with the crank position sensor, or crank sensor positioning. So this is all stripped. So now the fender is painted. Unfortunately it's a single stage paint, so to blend it I can't find much information on blending single stage. Base and clear, there's much more stuff available. Blending thinners and blending fade out sprays, I don't think you can use on a single stage. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to so you can see we've got some damage here. That happened when the fender got pushed into the door, so I'm going to have to spray that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually try and blend the paint from here down at an angle into the door. I'll actually thin out the paint, try and make it a bit opaque, and let's see how we can do that and polish the door. Then after that I'm going to have to do the sole here. As you guys can see underneath, there's not much paint there, so I'm going to get this entire thing painted. Then the hail damage on the roof, the bonnet, we'll try and pull it out. If we can't, we'll get a PDR technician out here to address that. Then the fender, unfortunately the paint here is cracked. Don't think you can see it, it's cracked there, so I'm going to have to respray. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to fill up this aerial hole. So I might just do the top of the fender, I'm not sure, let's see how it goes. I'm also going to need to do the cradle. The cradle got damaged here during that incident. So previously I just rebuilt this whole part here to close up this gap. I sprayed the top from here onwards, but you can see the bottom does not look too great. So I'm actually going to respray the whole thing. Then when we're done there, I'm going to have to respray the roof. You can see when the haylage had cracked, the paint chipped off. I've got some dents. I'm not sure whether I'm going to respray the entire roof or just do some touch-ups. We'll see how that goes. And then the last area is the boot lid. There's actually a color difference, the boot lid and the body. It was actually the exact same paint that was used, but this was painted when it was raining. It was really cold and the paint actually shows a different shade. Actually, when you paint, change in humidity and temperature will cause change in color. So something to note. And then lastly, I don't know if this can pick it up, but you see here you can see this little imperfections here. This lock was removed and that was plated, but as you guys can see, it bubbled up slightly there. So I'm just going to respray the entire boot lid due to the color difference and that. So quite a bit of spray work to be done on this car, unfortunately. Yeah, so guys, stay tuned and hopefully we will worth your while, show you guys how to spray at home and save some money. So till the next video, guys, keep well and cheers.